Hey guys, welcome to another class. My name is Mike, and today we're going to be challenging ourselves with a lot of different balancing poses. So feel free to fall, remember to have fun, and do your best. So we're going to start in child's pose. When you're ready, coming onto the hands, sitting back towards the knees. Fingers can be out in front of you, or they can be behind you towards the toes. Just starting off by just acknowledging yourself for being here on your mat. The hardest part is over. You made it. And just starting to tune in, starting to feel how your body is feeling today. Notice any places of tightness, any places of relaxation, looseness. Then just taking 3 slow, deep breaths with an inhale, filling up through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, fill up through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Last time, just like that, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Start to make your way up onto your hands and your knees, and we're going to come into a tabletop. Make sure the shoulders are stacked directly over the wrists, and the hips are stacked directly on top of the knees. From here, reach the right arm out in front of you, kick the left leg behind you. So right away, finding some work in the left hand, balancing on the right knee. See if you can straighten the left leg even more for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hand back down, lower the left knee back into place. Reach the left arm forwards, kick the right foot back. Work to keep your right shoulder stacked directly on top of your wrist. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hand and the knee back into place. Send your hips towards the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Find any movements that feel good for you. Pedal out the feet if that feels nice. You can rock the hips from side to side. Maybe loosen out the neck a little bit. Shake the head yes, shake it no. And then find stillness right here in this down dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look up to the top of your mat. Step your feet forward. Come into Ragdoll Pose. Interlace the elbows. Soften the lower back. Option to rock from side to side. Option to stay in stillness. Keep that breath going. Take 1 more cycle of breath. With your exhale, release the elbows, let the fingertips fall down in front of the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach the fingertips up. Exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step your feet back into a high plank. Press really actively through your toes. See if you can shift your chest even more towards the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, Cobra Pose. Exhale, lower the chest back down. Again, inhale, Cobra Pose. Exhale, lower the chest back down. Come onto your forearms, plant your palms. Make sure that your forearms are in line with the elbows. Spread your fingertips wide. And see if you can lift the chest. Coming into Sphinx Pose. Fun fact, my dog is really good at this pose. Take one more breath here. Exhale, lower the chest back down to the mat. Plant the palms, downward facing dog. Send the hips back. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, look forward, step the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise, mountain pose, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms. Again, step the feet back into a high plank. From your high plank, lower the knees down to the mat. Inhale, pull the chest between the hands, come into a Cobra Pose. Exhale, come onto the knees, press back, downward facing dog. Starting to bring a little bit of rhythm into the movement. Try and stay flowing with the breath, linking the breath with the movement. So inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly jump the feet forward. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. From your high plank, either lower onto the knees or, if you're ready, lower into a chaturanga, a low plank. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. If you're in an up dog, try and lift the knees off of the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Work to pull the right hip back as you push the left hip forward. So right hip is pulling back, left hip is pushing forward. Not straining, but just finding that activation there. Reach the left arm out in front of you. Reach the right arm behind you. Bring the eye gaze towards the right thumb. Squeeze the shoulder blades together to try and get the arms in one straight line here. If you lost your breath, come right back to it. Good. Slowly twist the torso back to center. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. Lift the left knee. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then again, trying to find that activation through the hips, through the lower body. So pulling the left hip back as the right hip pushes forward. Reach the right arm out in front of you, left arm reaches behind you. Again, using the core, using the obliques to peel the left shoulder as far open as you can here. Slowly twist back to center, reach the arms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, plant the palms, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Awesome job. Keep it up. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Rise all the way up into a high lunge, balancing on the left toes. Deep bend into the right knee. So make sure that the right knee is stacked directly over the right ankle. The more you bring it forward, the more you're going to feel that right thigh working for you. And it can do it for you, so just stay where you are. Find stillness here. Keep the activation through the legs. Reach the left arm forwards, right arm reaches back. Again, and we're in our open arm twist here. Again, eye gaze might go backwards towards the thumb. One more breath in the twist. Slowly make your way back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. Press the palms together. Hook your left elbow across the right knee, so coming into a twist. Work to press the palms together to peel the right shoulder open. Good. Look down towards your right toes. Lift the left foot off of the mat. Keep your left elbow where it is. Lift the left foot off of the mat. Slowly bring the left foot to meet the right foot at the top of the mat, coming into a revolved chair pose. Sit the hips a little bit lower for 3, 2, and 1. Twist back to center. Straighten the legs. Fold forward. Bring the feet to hips width distance on the mat. With your peace fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forwards. Exhale, fold forwards. Take 3 slow breaths here. Notice any differences between the right leg and the left leg. With your next inhale, release the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward, rise up, high lunge, crescent lunge. Again, just starting by making sure that the left knee is stacked directly on top of the ankle as much as you can. My mic is kind of coming off here, sorry. Good. And then from here, reach the right hand forward, left arm behind you. Again, our open arm twist. Eye gaze might follow the left thumb. One more breath here. Slowly twist back to center, reach the arms up. Press the palms together, bring the hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist left, hook the right elbow across the left knee. Keep the right leg strong and engaged. Look down towards your left toes. Get light on the back foot, and then slow and controlled, step the right foot forward to meet the left foot. Sit the hips low, chair pose, revolved chair pose. Keep working to peel the left shoulder open to the ceiling for 3. Stay breathing for 2. And 1, twist back to center, straighten the legs, fold forward. Again, bring the feet to hips width distance at the top of the mat. And then this time, let's just sit back into a Malasana prayer squat. So bringing the toes to point outwards. Do your best to ground down through your heels. If you're having trouble grounding down through the heels, sometimes it can help to bring the feet a little bit wider. So just playing here, finding a position that works for you. Eventually, hands come to heart center. Make sure the chest stays lifting. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Plant the palms out in front of you, crow pose. Keep the knees just where they are. Squeeze them into the arms. So really finding the activation through the legs. And then start to shift your weight towards your hands. Maybe just playing with lifting one foot at a time. Lifting your right toes and your left toes. But of course, if crow pose is in your practice, go for it. Lift the feet. Find the balance. Bring your eye gaze in front of you. Wherever you are, be there for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly lower down into your Malasana prayer squat. Again, wherever you went, awesome effort, great job. Plant your palms, step your feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look to your hands. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root the heels down, reach the arms up, mountain pose. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Ground down through your left foot. Really feel all your weight grounding down into that left heel. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Lift your right knee off of the mat. Bring your right hand to your right knee. Keep the left leg strong. Keep it anchored downwards. And then from here, slowly peel your right leg open towards the right side. Try and keep the left hip where it is. The left hip is going to want to come forwards. Try and keep it square. Good, and then slowly bring the right knee back to center. Release the right hand, but keep the right knee lifted. Bring your left hand across to your right knee. Reach the right arm behind you. Good. If you feel steady, bring your eye gaze towards your right thumb. And just know, if you fall out, it's all good. As long as you come back in, nothing is lost. Take one more breath here. And then slowly make your way back to center. Lower the right foot down. Awesome job. Take a breath here. Lift your left knee. Ground down through your right heel. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Right hand can come to your right hip. Slowly peel your left leg open to the left side. Again, try not to let the right hip come forward. Try and keep it anchored where it is. Slow and controlled, make your way back to center. Keep the left foot lifted. Release the left hand from the left knee. Bring your right hand across to the left knee. Reach the left arm behind you. Keep your awareness in the right heel. Again, eye gaze might go back to the left thumb if you're steady here. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly twist back to center and lower the left foot down to meet the right foot at the top of the mat. Again, lift the right knee off of the mat. So bring the right hand to the right knee. Slowly start to kick the right foot behind you. Sweep the upper arm bones back to the ceiling. Airplane. Find your balance. Use your breath as a tool to stay steady here. Take one more breath. Listen closely. Slowly come back to center. Come straight into tree pose if you can. If the right foot has to come down for a moment, it's all good. Hands come to heart center when you're ready. Option to reach the arms up to the ceiling. If you feel steady here, option to look up to your fingers. Keep the awareness in the left heel. Just because the eye gaze goes somewhere different doesn't mean that where you're feeling in the body has to change. You can still remain aware of what's supporting you in the pose. And if the eye gaze is up, slowly start to bring it back to the horizon. Bring the hands back to heart center. Lower the right foot down. Great job, guys. Take a breath. Find your center. Lift the left knee off of the mat. Bring the left hand to the left knee. Slow and controlled, start to kick the left foot behind you. Sweep the upper arm bones back to the ceiling. Airplane pose. Find something to lock your eye gaze on that's going to really help with the balance. Something maybe 12 inches out in front of your yoga mat here. Take one more breath. Slowly come back to center. Keep the left foot lifted. Tree pose. And again, if you fall out, don't worry. Just come right back into the pose. When you're ready, hands pressed together. Option to reach the arms up to the ceiling. Notice every little micro movement of the right heel. Really just absorbing your awareness in that right foot. And if you feel steady, bring your eye gaze up to the fingers. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Remember, it's okay if you fall. It's part of the process. If the eye gaze is up, start to bring it back to the horizon. Lower the hands down to heart center and lower the left foot down to the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up, mountain pose. Maybe take a little back bend at the top, pressing the hips forward, reaching the arms back. And then with your exhale, swan dive all the way down to the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or option to jump back into a chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, come onto the tips of the toes. Exhale, wave the spine forward into high plank. And then from here, lower onto your knees and come onto your back. Setting up for one round of back bend. So we'll take a bridge pose today. Nice, easy back bend. So rooting the heels down right behind your sit bones, and then just lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Two options with your hands. Option one, you can interlace your fingertips and straighten your arms. It's a really nice shoulder stretch. Option two, you can bring your hands to your ankles. So if you're going to bring your hands to your ankles, you might want to bring the feet a little closer to the center of your body to be able to reach. And then wherever you go, keep working to ground down through the heels as you press the hips upwards. Really using the legs here. Feel your belly ballooning open with each breath in and deflating with each breath out. Take two more breaths. One more breath. And with your next exhale, release the lower back all the way down onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. You can just rock a couple times just from side to side here. Bringing a little bit of blood flow back into your spine. Good, and then we'll come into a happy baby. So bring the hands to the outer edges of your feet. Try and keep the lower back grounded down. Try not to let it lift up if you can. If your hips are pretty tight, the lower back is probably going to have to lift up, and that's okay, but just do your best to keep it anchored down. Maybe rock from side to side for a couple moments. Maybe stay in stillness. And just taking what you need. Take one more breath here. Good. And then cross your ankles. Rock and roll along the length of your mat all the way up to a seated position at the top of the mat. And we're going to meet in a seat. From here, bring the right knee down to the mat. So bend the right shin, bring the right knee down to the mat, and then cross your left foot on top of your right knee. So we're in this kind of like a pretzel kind of pose. And then with an inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, wrap your right arm around your left leg. Bring your left hand behind you. Inhale, find some length in your spine. Exhale, twist open a little bit more here. Eye gaze is over the left shoulder. And this is just a variation of a supine twist, really rinsing out the spine. You might feel a really good stretch in the left hip as well here. Take one more slow round of an inhale and an exhale. And then start to make your way back to center. And we'll just switch sides. So the left knee comes down to the mat. Right foot crosses on top of the left knee. Find some length in the spine. And with an inhale, reach the left arm upwards. Exhale, wrap the left arm around the right knee. Bring the right hand behind you. Inhale, again, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist open a little bit more. And if your eye gaze isn't already behind you, start to look over your right shoulder. One more breath here. And then slowly make your way back to center. Extend both legs out in front of you with your big toes touching each other. Work to ground down through the backs of your knees to the best of your ability. And then inhale, sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold right down the center. Paschimottanasana. With your inhales, see if you can lengthen the spine forward towards your toes. Exhales, work to pull your elbows downwards a little bit more. Take 3 breaths here. Good, and then release whatever you have with your hands. Start to make your way back to center. Reach the arms out in front of you, reaching towards the toes. And we're going to slowly just roll all the way out onto the back. See if you can use your core to guide the way. So really feeling that activation, pulling your belly button in. Slow and controlled for 5, 4, for 3. Stay breathing. 2. And on 1, release all the way onto your back. Set up for a shoulder stand here. So bringing the hands to your lower back, lifting the legs, extending the legs all the way up to the ceiling. Try and get the legs in one straight line with the body. And then finding stillness in this pose. Simply just letting gravity do the work for you here. The only effort is to just remain in stillness, remain alert and aware of your breath. Good, and then from here, drop the feet behind the head, coming into Plow Pose. If the toes don't touch the mat yet, just keep the hands on the lower back. If the toes do touch the mat, option to interlace the fingertips behind the lower back and straighten out the arms.
And just keep in mind that eventually the toes will touch the mat if they're not touching yet. Just takes repetition, consistent practice. But the flexibility will come. And if the fingers are interlaced behind the back, bring the hands back to the lower back. And slow and controlled, start to roll all the way out onto your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. And once you're on your back, hug the knees into the chest. Really squeezing into one tight little shape, but keep the back of the head grounding down. Don't lift the head quite yet. So just work to compress the thighs into the rib cage, creating that compression, feeling each breath kind of pressing upwards into the legs. And then from here, bring the forehead all the way up to the knees, squeezing into the tightest little shape that you can manage here. Take a deep breath in. Make it the biggest breath of your day. Filling up the belly, expanding the rib cage, filling the space near the throat, and then letting it out through the mouth. Open up the arms, open up your legs, Shavasana. Let the eyelids close. Allow yourself to just let go here. To simply breathe and be just as you are. Shavasana is a pose of no effort, complete surrender. Do your best to stay still just for the next couple minutes. Feel free to stay in this pose as long as you'd like to, but if you're ready, you can start to bring some movement back to the fingers and the toes, deepening your breath. And then reaching the arms behind you, over the head, full body stretch, spreading the fingers wide. And then eventually making your way onto the right side of the body, coming into a fetal position, resting your right ear on the right shoulder. And just taking this last moment of stillness, again, just to acknowledge yourself for showing up on the mat, putting in the effort, setting the energy for the rest of your day. When you're ready, make your way all the way up to a seat. Lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders. Press the palms together, bring your hands towards your heart. And we'll take one last breath to close this practice. Deep breath in through the nose, filling up. Releasing it out the mouth. Bring your thumb knuckles up to your forehead. And thanks so much for being here. Namaste. Thanks so much, guys. If you have questions, comments, or feedback for me, please let me know.
And if not, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a like, maybe hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And thanks again for being here. Have an awesome rest of your day. Namaste.